going on, y'all? Happy New Year, all that beautiful stuff. I'm here with another vlog. I'm here with a special guest, the Jenna Green. Jenna Green is a multiple sclerosis advocate. She is a blogger, an all-around fabulous individual, and a friend of the program, as we would say. Say what's up, Jenna.
Hi, friends. Thanks for having me today, David. I'm super psyched. I'm super psyched.
Good. I'm super psyched, and so that's super psyched times 2. That's it. So tell us a little bit more about what you do and why you get the title MS Advocate or blogger and stuff.
That sounds fancier than I think I really am, but I'm okay with it. I'll take a compliment when I can get one. So I was diagnosed with MS it'll be 4 years, like next week, actually, I think. Next week, 4 years ago. They were like, all right, you have multiple sclerosis, and it's going to be fine, and they tell you all the things. You spend like 3 or 4 hours with the doctor and stuff, and then we decided on a treatment. There was a whole bunch of treatments out there, and then I was like, all right, cool, this is the one my doctor and I we're going to start on, and I'm kind of an aggressive person. I was like, let's go with the Tysabri. That was like the most aggressive one on the market. I wanted to start aggressively. I did a lot of research, right? And my insurance was like, nah, no, you can't have that. And you need to be on a less effective medication. And then you can fail on that, which, means brain lesions or damage. And then you can have a better one. And I was like, I don't think you guys understand who you're dealing with here.
Word.
So that's kind of how I started in advocacy, because I was like, well, this is a problem, and I have a privilege and a platform and a way to talk about it. So I just started talking about it on social media. I hadn't actually told the internet of my diagnosis yet. I told like my friends and family, most of them. But I was like, all right, no, that's not going to work for me. And I know, I'm a social media manager by trade, so I understand social media, and I was like, look, I have a privilege because I understand this, and I have this platform, and I have a voice. And, I had a lot more energy than to...
Like that. Yeah. For sure.
Like so much more energy. I had no idea what fatigue was really like, but that's kind of how it all started. I was like, well, all right, I'm not going to shut up about this.
Awesome. So you're in the social media space, right? You're an advocate. You're a blogger. You have MS. You're just this award-winning individual. And we're on a new year right now. So we have a new year, new goals, and new resolutions. And that's what we talk about today, baby. Right?
Yes! Because it's like 2020 and everyone's been doing their decade in review and their year in review. Oh man, with the decades in review, and now I'm like, what are your goals for the next decade? I'm like, the next decade? I'm like, my goal for the day is to take a shower.
You right about that.
Like, that's a lot of energy. People.
Yeah. Nah, like I'm happy that like I am clean. That's my resolution. If I can take a shower more than 4 times out of the 7 days in the week, I have met my resolution, sucker.
Right? You're winning at life. That's a win.
Yeah. It's okay. So if we're going to talk resolutions and wins and stuff, why is that important for folks with disabilities / folks with multiple sclerosis? Why do we even want to talk about goal setting and all that stuff right now?
Well, for me, like coming from a marketing background and being like a little type A, obviously, as I'm a little type A, but I like to plan. I'm a planner. I love to plan. I love to have goals. I love to have a vision board. I'm a big fan of all that stuff. I like to manifest good things, and I want to have goals and make them smart, like, strategic and measurable and all those things. I can't remember what that word stands for right now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, people always talk about SMART goals, like measurable stuff, right? But when you have a chronic illness, or, MS specifically, but like when you live a life that is a little bit more unpredictable than the average person's life, you sometimes like it can really mess with your head, like it can really, like the rates of depression and anxiety are very high with people that have MS. And I have depression and now anxiety thanks to MS. And
That is double trouble.
I
Lord Jesus. Depression and anxiety.
rude, right? Like that wasn't my favorite MS gift. Thank you very much. I think it should come with better presents, like meaning the Damian Washington present.
I'll tell you what, you are a good present. Because you, misguided bits, like the whole disability space that I'm in and I find myself surrounded by, that's the biggest gift. And that's the most beautiful thing that is coming out of this entire ugly, ugly disease. You know?
Exactly. Because it's like the space, the community is so empowering. And I think as a community, it's important, and as individuals, it's important to have goals and to feel like you have a purpose. And that community, for me, like it lights me up. Like talking about advocacy and talking about chronic illness, and like knowing that I'm not alone, and like sharing my story and hearing other people's stories, like that lights me up. That gives me back energy that I've lost.
Yeah.
And I think it's still really critical to have that kind of a passion or a goal or whatever you want to call it, but you don't have to make it a New Year's resolution to, I don't know, run a marathon or something, right? Like New Year's resolutions, or I'll go keto in the 30-day whatever. And, I mean, hey, I'm a big fan of eating healthy, drinking more water. Like my water ball's over here blinking at me. But it's telling me, I know, I'm working on it.
Get it together, girl.
I'm working on it. But you have to have a sense of realism when you have chronic illness and you're setting goals.
Step one.
Right?
I'm just gonna start stepping this right here. Step one. Have some realism in these goals. Your goals must be realistic. Talk a little bit more about that.
Well, I mean, I can say I want to get healthier, right? Or I want to be as healthy as possible, right? Quote unquote, because I mean, I'm doing the best I can, right? I'm doing the best I can. I'm on the drugs. I talk with the doctors. I do the holistic stuff. I do whatever. Do all the stuff that they say. But there are some things out of our control, especially with MS and chronic illness, right? So you have to be realistic that if you're setting yourself up to do something that's going to take a lot of time and energy and dedication that your body simply cannot commit to, you're gonna feel bad about yourself if you're like, I'm giving up sugar entirely, and then you have something that has sugar in it on like January 3rd because you didn't have enough energy to go to the grocery store.
Yep.
And like you had a flare up because you overdid it on the first and you just flat out exhausted. Like you're setting yourself up for failure, and then you're going to feel bad about yourself. And when you've already lived with some depression and like maybe some anxiety as well, then it's like, why are we not setting ourselves up to feel better, right? Like, because mentally you want to at least, you can't always affect how you're going to feel physically. You have like chronic fatigue and chronic pain and spasms and stupid stuff going on. But you can at least work on how you're going to feel mentally.
Wow. Yeah, you're 1,000% right about that. And even having that sort of mindset is how I even started a vlog and started to continue. And then once I got an MS vlog thing, so I'm like, all right, let's keep that going,
Yeah, exactly. Because you're helping so many people just by talking about what's going on in your life and your treatment choices, all these different things, dude? Like, it's so empowering and it's so impactful, and you're realistically helping other people. So if you're sharing all these things, it's not easy, right? But
no.
No, it's not easy. We even struggle just to get it all going, but we're showing up. So You gotta show up.
Step one, be realistic. Step two, show up.
Mhm.
And specifically, I even bring that. You didn't call that step two, but I said that that's step two because it's difficult to show up. You know, it's difficult. It's more than half of the game. Just showing up. You can do all the stuff, but if you're not making the commitment to be there all day, every day, or whatever your goal was, then it's just not. It's not going to happen. So we can be realistic with our goals. We can. What did we say for step one? Be realistic.
Realistic, realism.
Step two.
Show up.
Show up.
Mhm.
That's like the thing that I've learned the most is to just show up. Like I did not post the vlog for like 2 weeks just because I got surgery on my foot and I don't know, life is happening, and so that was the first time in like legit 2 years that I didn't show up. But that's only because I already made the commitment years ago to show up. And I didn't plan on any of this. I didn't plan on meeting awesome folks like yourself. I didn't plan on being somebody's voice or anything. But I planned to show up. And even when it was not easy or the simplest thing for me to do, you know? No?
Exactly, and that's a realistic goal because you had surgery, dude. You can't show up post-surgery. That is not in your best interest.
No, it's not.
Like, realism. That's where it comes back to the realism. Like, dude, you had foot surgery. So, you gotta go back to step one, which is realism. Realism, post-surgery, what's important for you, and you have to be at the top of your goal list. Like, you have to put yourself first, right?
Ooh, I'm saying, dude, I'm going to say that again. You have to be at the top of your goal list. There it is. There it is. I typed it in. I put it down. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Put yourself at the top of your goal list, son.
Right? Because, like, if I have to have foot surgery next week, I'm not going to show up. Okay? I'm not going to show up. That's just not going to happen. There are things that are out of our control. If I have a flare up next week and I'm stuck on the steroids and whatever, things, I'm going to make adjustments for myself because realistically, my health has to come first.
Right on.
And that doesn't mean that I failed at my goals. Like, you're not a failure because you didn't show up for 2 weeks. You have to reframe that mindset into a realistic goal. Right? Like, you don't feel like a failure, do you?
No, I don't. However, I'm like, no, let me make sure I do well and record this the day before so I can edit this properly so that I can be on time because I've been late to try to compensate for it. But I know that I'm no less because of it. I know that like the goal is not any less because of it. So I'm kind to myself when I can, / I show up more often than not. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how this whole thing continues to roll.
Right. And it's perfect. And you know what? Showing up is going to be different for you than it is for me.
Yep.
And showing up for you is going to look different today than it might look next year.
Yep.
And that's okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to write that down right now. Realism. Show up. And if you have to show up slower sometimes, then that's okay. Bomb. Look at that. I'm just trying to type all these things in and make a nice little list. Be realistic. Be realistic. Two, be realistic / you have to be at the top of your goal list. Two, show up. And sometimes you're not able to show up because it's difficult, friends, and that's cool. It's okay. You'll show up tomorrow or the next day or next week. However, you're going to show up, just not today, and that's okay. That rhymes, but I didn't even mean it to, but that's real, you know?
I enjoyed it. We could make it a song. Well, not me. Not me. You make it a song.
I could make that a joint. That joint will be hot. All right, so if we're setting, not even setting, we're talking about goals with chronic diseases. One, be realistic. Two, have you, yeah, I'm going to make this a whole nother point too. One, be realistic. Two, you have to be at the top of your list, okay?
Yeah.
Three, show up. And even if you have to not show up sometimes, that's okay too. But you generally do show up more times than not. So if you don't show up today, that's okay. You will tomorrow, or you will later. That's fine. Just make sure you show up though.
Right. Or show up in a different way. You know, we say pivot a lot in my like small business coaching group. We say we pivot. You know, things change, you can pivot. Like, you know, the Friends episode, all right, I'm old, but like Friends, and they're like in the couch and moving the couch and stuff, and you're like, all right, I got to pivot.
Got it.
Sometimes you just got to pivot. Like, you know, if you lose your voice, you're not going to do a vlog, right? Like, but you could still show up in other ways.
Yup. I'm writing that down. So show up / pivot if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Pivot if necessary. What else? What other goals should we have on our chronic illness disease brain for this next coming year? Try to help us out to do better.
I think it's different for everyone, just like it's different for everyone's illness is different, you know? But there are only a certain number of things we can control, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, you can control some things about your mindset, some things about your environment, some different things. You know,
keep going.
You can control if your goals are based on some items that you can control, and this is whether you have chronic illness or not, really, you have to write those things down, keep them top of mind, keep them somewhere where you can look at them. Because I've known too many people, and I'm guilty, like so guilty of this. I've made vision boards and worked really hard on them and then threw them in a closet.
Yeah.
And forgot about them. And
yeah.
Surprise, it doesn't work like that. You make all the goals you want, realistically saying that you want to be, you know, show up more in advocacy, or, you know, you want to start a blog, or you want to connect more with people on Instagram, like whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to change your diet, maybe you want to meet a new type of doctor, maybe you want to do exercises, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter what your goal is. But if you don't keep it top of mind, like if you don't keep it front and center, you're not going to do it.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much one of the most important things to keep in mind, because it helps with showing up. And if you have an intent to show up, but you kind of didn't write it down / have it in front of your face as often as you can, it's easy to just let it slip. And then you didn't show up because you weren't even thinking about it. So it's super real, super serious, whether you write it down, whether you put it in a phone, on an app, and you are always making sure you check that app instead of checking a social media, you know, to keep you focused and keep you going while the sun is still shining, man. You know?
Right. Exactly. Because otherwise, you know, you've gone to all this work and then you're not doing any of it. And, you know, you're just going to feel bad about yourself. And the whole point is you want to feel better about yourself because you're achieving your goals, because you're working towards something. You know, it's a mindset kind of a thing. That's why they're helpful.
Better about yourself. Now, I wrote that down. So, 1, realism. Be realistic with your goals, baby. If you can't walk around the block, don't say you're going to start a marathon tomorrow. 2, you have to be at the top of your goal list, man. Seriously, put yourself first. 3, show up, chump. And sometimes if you have to not show up, you are not a chump. You are only a chump if you are like, I know I should show up, but I ain't gonna show up. Like, never mind. Like, you really only get like 2 of those per year. Like, max. Otherwise, like, it's something else entirely. And you just kind of have to recalibrate again and be like, all right, obviously that wasn't working how I thought it was going to work. So let me adjust and try to stay on track with this, you know?
Exactly. Just pivot. If it's not working for you, if you're not finding joy in your goal, if you're not getting anything out of it, then you can change your goals. That's okay. Doesn't matter if you're chronically ill or not. You can change your goals. It doesn't have to be a whole new year to change your goals. Like, why do we only do this at the new year? That's silly.
It's true. Like, seriously. Like, even this whole interview thing has been a goal of mine. And that's why I keep plugging at it. And that's why when people are like, oh, I hear an echo. Oh, I can't hear this. Or like whatever sort of issue that I turn out to have, I'm not going to let it stop me. It's quite frustrating. I'm really good at computers. So it's another frustrating thing for somebody like me to not be able to be effectual in the way that I know I can be. But I'm still going to keep after my goal because it's important to me. And it's important to me because I think it can be helpful to you guys out there. And I want to be as much help as I can be to other folks in this space, in the MS space. I don't want to be in here in the MS space. You don't want to be in here, Jenna. Anyone else doesn't want to be in here, but we're here. And one of my goals was to make sure that I showed up every single possible chance I could get for people in the MS space. Period. And sometimes that looks different. And sometimes that's not easy. And sometimes that's not fun. But it's something that I want to do. And that's what kind of gets me through it. And that's what kind of gets me to not be lazy, to make myself accountable. All of that type of stuff that's important when you're setting goals. So I really appreciate that you said that and you brought that up because that's real.
It is. And you know what? Like, rest and lazy are two different things, I think. You know, we kind of get caught in that trap of like, oh, I'm being lazy. But no, you're taking care of your body if you're resting post-surgery, right? But if you're being lazy just because you don't want to do something and you're not finding joy from it and, you know, it's not giving you anything and it's just like doing your taxes, then you know, I mean, like, maybe it's a thing you got to do. Like, you got to do your taxes, okay? It's just a thing you got to do. You don't have to enjoy everything. Like, I don't enjoy everything about that, right? Anything about that. But, you know, like, we don't have a choice whether we have MS. We don't want that. No one wants it. 0 stars. Do not recommend. But we can have a choice to participate in this community and, like, get value out of it and bring value to it. So that's our goal. You know, like that's a good goal. It's a realistic, achievable, you know, I don't know how measurable it is, but like, hey, whatever. I don't need to measure it as much as I used to. You know, like they always say like measure your goals and I'm like, I did a good job. I tried my best every day. I showed up, you know, I don't know. I don't care how many views my YouTube. Well, I kind of care how many views the vlog gets for you because I want you to like enjoy that we did this and maybe we do it again. But because I'm having fun. But you know,
I already enjoyed this. We're gonna do this again, whether or not the view count is something that I think is great. Like, no, me making the video is enough. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, well, I also don't know how to use the computer, so it was like. I don't know how to use the internet. I'm sorry that my computer is whack. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how to use the internet. I just do the internet thing for a living, but I don't know how to use it.
That's how it goes. But you show up and you be kind to yourself when you can't show up or when you don't show up as you would like to. That's real. As long as you're kind with yourself, you can live to fight another day. All right. So we have got be realistic. Have you at the top of your goal list. Show up. And sometimes if you can't show up, that's okay. I still love you. You still love you. Okay? Write these goals down and keep them in your face as often as you can, because that's the thing that's going to help you keep it top of mind. That's going to help you be able to show up. And as part of showing up is pivoting as necessary. Like if you have to, not release the vlog this week, but you're going to have a super better awesome vlog next week, then that's what you do.
Exactly, man. Like that's exactly it, and it helps because it'll give you a purpose, especially if you're struggling. We all struggle at different points, right? I've been struggling, like, what am I going to do with my life? Like, how do I readjust my goals to make it so that I can be more of an outspoken advocate and, like, still pay for my dog's fancy food?
Right.
Right? Which is very fancy, okay? She's more high maintenance than I am, and that's really saying a lot.
Bruh, that's saying a lot.
But like one of my goals for the year is to show up more in advocacy. Like I enjoyed it so much last year and started, I guess, officially doing it, and yet I'm having difficulties with like brain fog and writing blogs and things, but I'm still a blogger. I'm not blogging as regularly as I want to, but I'm still going to show up there, Yeah. And so maybe I do more like micro blogs on like Instagram. I post a little bit more because I can do like a short form, or I do a video with you and like, you don't care if I mess up a word because I got brain fog and I forget what is that word for the thing, like it's just, you still show up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can kind of figure it out as you go along, but it's only because you're there.
All right, so we got be realistic. You gotta have you at the top of your goal list. You gotta have to sort of write these things down, and keep them in your your view, so you can actually look at them and not let it fall off to the wayside. And it just because of life, if you have to pivot if necessary. And that's cool. And you're not off track and you're not off your goal and you're not a loser. And you're just going to pivot today. That's it. That's all. And that goes with being kind to yourself and being kind to the person that made those goals in the first place. Because when you don't hit the mark, you're going to want a nice person to go and sit around and be with. Because you're not going to hit the mark, friends. That's how it goes. So you have to be kind to yourself. And that is a huge component and a huge piece of that. Anything else on these this list, this whole goal setting thing?
I've changed the way I approach goals in terms of like time constraints. Like I used to do say if I was blogging 5 years ago, I was but in a different capacity. I'd say I want to write 5 blogs this week, so I'd say 5 blogs in 5 days or 30 blogs in 30 days, that kind of thing. Whereas right now I kind of reframe that, and I have goals for my blogs and the number of blogs I want to write, but I don't give myself a time constraint, and I allow myself to show up in a way that works best for me and my body and my current health situation. So I'm not going to force it if I don't have anything that I feel is valuable to say, and I don't have, the skills to put the words from my brain onto the computer or the paper or whatever.
Yep.
I don't give it you have to do this in 5 days, because that's a lot of unnecessary stress and pressure. And stress is terrible for MS. We got enough stress going on in the world. Why are you going to give yourself a goal that's stressing you out? It's okay, you have an idea for one blog, write that one blog, write 5 sentences a day, write a paragraph each day, change it so it's not so based on time.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're squeezing yourself into this little bubble there. I gotta do this today or else. Whereas the world will continue. If you do it tomorrow, you're just gonna feel bad about not achieving everything today. Because, like, you are Superman, but Superman is a fictional character.
Okay.
Like, you are a Superman. You are. You're Superman. But
It's
Superman
true.
himself is a fictional character.
It's true.
All
So,
the time.
yeah. All right, good. So I'm gonna put pivot if necessary again. And that's real. So we got be realistic. Have you at the top of your list. Show up and pivot if necessary. Write your goals down and keep them in front of you, whether it's on a notepad on your iPhone or you have a nice little thing that you like to write on around and keep around with you, like a little book or a little pad, whatever. However it's simple for you, write them down and keep them in front of your face because it'll be tough to stay. It'll be even tougher to stay on track if you don't even have them written down. Be kind to yourself when you don't reach your goal. Like sometimes it's just not gonna happen, friend, and that's okay. And one more time, pivot. Like if you just need to be like, all right, fine, I won't write a whole post this week, but I'm gonna write a half of one, and you do it. You know?
Don't stress yourself out with your goals, if at all possible. You know, like I know there are some things that you gotta do, like because I gotta like pay for the fancy dog food and whatever. But don't stress yourself out with the goals. Limit your stress.
Bruh. Take it to the church. Shoot.
Right?
So
limit your stress.
Those are
it's more of a mindset than a goal, but like limiting your stress is really critical.
Wow. Okay. So here we've got all of these things. Is there anything else in this list that you would add?
Dude, that's a pretty long list, I think.
I think it's a pretty comprehensive list. I think it's a pretty important thing because people will put what they want on top of all of that. But I'll tell you this, if you're realistic and put yourself first and show up for yourself, see point number 2 that you just said, and pivot as necessary, again, going back to point 2 and putting yourself first, and you write these things down so you can keep them top of mind and you can feel better about yourself, and / be kind to yourself, okay? And then also, again, pivot, because these things aren't gonna look like how you want them to look a lot of the time. And just because they don't look like how you want them to look does not mean that they are not valid. Does not mean that you didn't show up. Does not give your goals any less value. It was important for me to talk about goals in this space with another goal-oriented person because we all need something in front of us. We all need a carrot to help us be better, do more, be more. And that's an important thing to always try to grow. Like a plant is always going to go toward the sun, baby. So don't just like grow and then be like, oh, that's it. I'm not going to get any bigger than this. It's like, no, you're going to need to keep going. If that was the case, then hell, I would still be living in New York, quiet as kept. You know, but like I was scared to move to Los Angeles. I was worried about a whole bunch of stuff. But I did it anyway because being in this space was one of my goals. Well, not the MS space, but the entertainment space, the people space. I am a guy that you like. So can you please pay me some money so I could just show up and be that guy that you like, please?
Dude, if I had any money, I'd pay you. I would. I like you, so it would work out, you know.
Same.
But I'm not in that space right now.
No, look.
I'm not terribly helpful in that way, but you know, I do have like different mantras and things that remind me of my goals, like all around the house. Like I got my Choose Joy. I have Choose Joy on my wall over there, which I'm not gonna mess up my setup here because we spent a little time trying to make it nice. But the other wall that I'm facing right now literally says across the wall it says Choose Joy.
Wow.
It's huge. It's huge.
Great.
It's a little obnoxious. I don't care. I love it.
Exactly. Wow. And that goes also with the goal of writing things down and having them around in your space. You don't need to have it written down on a pad or on your phone. You could just have a nice sign like the real Jenna Green has, like today I choose joy, and you have that to be the thing that help you choose joy, the carrot, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, you can have a word, a mantra, an affirmation, like whatever works for you, but you have to have goals because otherwise you're not growing. You're just like that stunted little plant, right? And even if you're growing slow growth, like, we're not going to watch the bamboo plant like in 5 days, like that's, you're not going to just sit here and watch a bamboo plant grow in 5 days. And that's because I kill everything else. That's why I'm telling you, bamboo plant. This one is fake. This fake plant does not grow. But you are not a fake plant. You are a real bamboo plant, the only kind that I cannot kill. And, that thing did not get 6 inches tall overnight. It took some time. It took some time to get there. And it's going to grow slowly. It's not a visible process.
It's true.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. As long as you are going somewhere, that is what matters the most. So that's important to keep in front of you. Just the growth and
Right.
doing more and being more. And just, whoo, I'm so glad we talked about goals because that helps me get on mine some more. Might help you with yours a little bit. Like out there in TV land or internet land or pixel land, it might help you with yours. But this is important and this is real. Anything else you want to put on that list, Jay Green?
Dude, my list is long. I just want to change the world. But we gotta take it one step at a time. Break it down into small tasks as much as you can. Small manageable tasks onto your goal list. Because we're talking about broader goals, right? Like personal growth and things like that. But if you have a very specific goal, break it down into smaller bite-sized tasks. Because you can't do all the things in one day. You are not Wonder Woman or Superman. They're fictional characters. Whether you're chronically ill or perfectly healthy, you have limitations on your time. So break it down into small, achievable tasks.
That's effing beautiful. Because that's what's real. And all the things that we talked about are things that have helped me and to continue this thing. And this thing has brought so much beauty into my world and so much beautiful people and fun and purpose and so many things that I really could not have imagined. So that's what's up. And that's right. Look, where can people find you? I got a scrolling thing at the bottom, but who knows, that might go wrong. But where can people find you on the interwebs if they want to follow you, Jay Green?
Well, if you want to follow me on the interwebs, my grandpa says I'm all over the internet. He's 98, he doesn't know what that means, but it does make me feel fancy, so thank you. I'm at I crack myself up. I'm into cheesy dad jokes, I'm an old man. But I am the Jenna Green, green like the color Jenna, TheJenna, GREEN, no extra E at the end. On the Instagram, we follow each other. I'm on Damien's Instagram. I got to meet him one day. It was one of the highlights of 2019.
Same.
2019.
It was one of my highlights too.
2019 highlight, my friends.
Same.
Highly recommend.
Yeah.
The MS thing, 0 stars. Meeting Damien Washington.
5 stars. Yeah, no. Having MS, my knees hurt and I'm tired all the time. This sucks. 0 stars. However, being in this space with a whole bunch of cool people and vibing and sharing and growing with each other, 5 stars. Every time.
Totally agree. Oh, and I have a blog, full of grit and grace, fullofgritandgrace.com. Because you need grit, man. You need a lot of grit to get through this life, to live this life. And, you deserve to give yourself a little bit of grace, too. Because, trying the best you can.
Fullofgritandgrace.com, the Jenna Green on Instagram and Twitter. Y'all go follow her because she's dope. Thank you for doing this, Jay. Thank you for showing up for me and for everyone else here in the community. And that's super cool. So it's time to wrap this sucker up so that I can put this out so that I can do the next vlog. Muha, with my goals. I have goals!
I can't wait, dude. I can't wait.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you for coming out / showing up and giving your advice and expertise and being your fabulous self. Thank you.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Seriously, I appreciate you so much.
Well, say it again?
I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, that's joy. There's joy in them dar hills. All right. Well, now you get to say the K-bye, because it ain't going to be me. It's the new year, babies. I'm going to make other people say K-bye. So I'm done with the vlog, so...
Well, you all better subscribe to Damien's vlog here. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, we like the thumbs up button. I am shameless, man. Shameless.
No,
thumbs up.
Good.
Thumbs
No,
up.
that's...
Feel free to share this with all your friends. You know, Damien deserves it. You should check out his other vlogs. He's really funny and cool. Like, really funny and cool. Also drops, like, some seriously good knowledge on you. Seriously, lots of smart stuff. Dude says smart stuff. So, follow him, subscribe, follow him, give us a little thumbs up, share it with your friends, give us a little comment and the feedback. I love that. I am shameless social media marketing manager right here. He did not even pay me to say this. He's probably going to cut this part out, but it's okay.
No, I'm like, all right, that's beautiful. I don't want to say K-bye. I'm going to make you say K-bye. So now because we're done now. Like, I'm going to wrap it up, we're done.
Bye, friends.
We done wrapped it up, we're done. Now you say K-bye.
Okay, bye.